Hello YouTube, how's it going? So we're back with Subway Builder. I think the first episode went really well, and I'm looking forward to continuing our save in New York. I had a lot of fun with that first episode, so I think we should just jump straight in. And now that we're loaded in, if you do notice, I did make a couple changes from the episode off camera. The most notable one being up here at the end of our line. I did a little extension, and instead of having 2 stations for Columbia University, I just have 1. And also if we zoom in a little bit more, you can see that I changed the names for some of the stations. So right here, it says 59th Street Columbus Circle. I think previously it said 60th Street. And also here, it says Times Square 42nd Street, but previously it was just 42nd Street. And a whole bunch more, especially here in downtown. But what I think we're gonna do today is, instead of expanding on this line, we're going to build at least 1 or 2 new lines. So the idea that I have in mind is that we should build the yellow and maybe the blue lines from New York. For the most part, what we're going to build is going to be similar to what exists in real life. We might make a couple changes, but I think that's a good way to continue this series. Also, if you haven't noticed, there was an update. So there's some new stuff that has been added to the game. One of the main things is you can legit just edit the look of the map. So you can change some of the colors for like the water, the background, parks, stuff like that. And also, if you notice, for the water, they finally added the depth for like rivers and oceans and bays and stuff like that. So obviously, as you can see, the darker the color for the water, the deeper it is. And I think that's actually pretty cool. I think it will affect tunnels going under the water. But for now, I think we're still gonna stay in Manhattan, but we will build at least 2 new lines. We might add a 3rd, but for right now, let's get to building. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna do is, I think we have to decide on what line we're gonna build first, and I think I want to build the yellow line first. And so since we're following the express and local services that New York has in real life, I think we also have to do it for the rest of the lines up in Manhattan. So what we'll do is we're gonna build our stations with our quad tracks. And if we zoom in here, I think we're gonna start around Times Square. So we'll have our ending station here. And then the yellow line, will have it follow down Broadway, which I think is just this right here. And for now, I think we're just gonna build it to about right here. And again, we can use Google Maps as our reference. So if we look here, this yellow line right here, I think it's the N, Q, R, and W. It does go down Broadway down here. I think this is that park, was it? Or no, it was this one, So it runs through this park and down, still on Broadway, okay. I think we're just gonna build it to Union Square. We can just have that built, and if we decide to expand it, we could just build it further. So let's just come back to the game, and let's build our stations down to Union Square. Alright, and that's as far south as we'll go, so it's not going to be a long line right now, but again, we can still expand if we want to. So let's make sure to build our tracks now. Perfect. And again, can't forget our crossovers. Right now, we're just going to build the trains for the middle track, and we'll leave the outside tracks for the local service. We'll leave that for the future. Right now, we'll still have some sort of local service run in the middle tracks, just so we don't have to deal with building a jank turnaround at both ends. I think it's better if we just build it for the middle tracks and then edit the lines later. So again, let's come down here, add our crossover, and we can just build our blueprints. That was quite expensive, honestly, but we can have the game run. We're gonna add a new route. It's gonna be yellow. And I think what we'll do is we'll have the same letters as in real life. So we'll do, let's make this the N. It is heavy metro. Let's create the route, edit our route. And we'll have it terminate right here. So let's confirm our changes. And since it is a short route right now, I don't think we need too many trains, so we'll just have two trains, I think. We'll just buy 2 trains. And we'll just have 1 train for our off-peak services. That looks good. Again, let's let our game run. So that looks good right now. Again, we will expand it later. But right now, I want to lay our foundation for our blue line. And I think for Fulton Street, we are going to have it pretty deep. So we'll probably have it at -15. And actually, I think just for future proofing, we're going to have it at -20. I think this is also at -15. So we have to have it go under or over. And if we want to have more lines running through here, I think we want to have this under the other lines. So we'll build our station here. And we'll have our World Trade Center station, I think. I kind of don't want to put it under the buildings, but then again, we are at -20, so we might as well. But nah, I'm going to put it under the street. We'll have it right here. And we're going to see if we could try to make this curve work. And it actually does work, so I think this looks fine. And we'll change this name to World Trade Center. Now, unfortunately, I think because we have these tracks going on, but the local service would end here, I think we're gonna have to build a loop. So, what we're gonna have to do is, let's build this to go this way. Then we'll make it turn. And actually, let's build a point where we want it to link up with the station track. And since we have to go under this track right here, we're gonna have to build it at -25. This is gonna be tricky, but I think we can do it. So this is the loop that we have for trains turning around for the local service. I think we'll still be good if we have a route running on this road just because these tracks are so deep. So I think we can work with this for now. And in the future, we'll see if we need to change this. But I think this looks good. Oh, and I just realized for -10 meters, it's now 2 times the cost. Remember before it was only 1 times? It's 2 times, and that was why our subway here was so expensive. So we're gonna have to build trains at -9 so that it's not as expensive, but we're still deep enough so that if we have to go under either buildings or other tracks, we can still do it pretty smoothly. So let's continue building. And also, since this station is so close to Chambers Street, I think we're gonna have to skip a station and not have a station at Chambers Street, even though there is one in real life. So let's continue. And right after we built this station, you could see what popped up right here. It says insufficient funds. We can click on see details, and yeah, this is a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. But I think we just have to continue building, and we can worry about actually building our infrastructure later. And now that we got up to Columbus Circle, I think we're just gonna have to go under the red line. So let's go to -15 because this is at -10. And we're literally gonna build our station just like that. And I think this is where we're gonna end our line for now. So let's go and build our tracks. Alright, we're done with our builds, but I think, as you can see, we're not making money as quickly as we used to. And actually, again, you can see another update. They've added bonds. So basically we could take out loans if we need money to build our subway, but as you can see, there are requirements for each bond. So it's quite fascinating, this new feature. I don't know if we're going to use it, but again, as you can see, we're not making money as quickly as I thought we would, even though we are driving in a profit. So I think I'm just gonna have to let this run, let it make money, and once I have enough funds to build our plans here, then I'll come back and we can build it. So I'll see you guys in a sec. And actually, I just realized why we're not making as much money as I thought we were, because if you look at this, for some reason after the update, it just totally deleted the trains that were on my lines, so I'm going to have to re-put them in, and then again, I'll come back once we make enough money to build our plans. Okay, so as you can see, it's been about 20 in-game days and we've made quite a bit of money. We're over $3 billion now, and this is definitely going to be enough to build our blueprints, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go, this is now built. So what we'll do is we'll keep the same lettering that they have in real life. So for these routes, we're gonna make it the A, C, and E for the blue. So we'll actually let's create the A first. This is gonna be our express. Let's edit the route and make our route. And it says there's no valid path. I wonder why. It's because I didn't build my crossover. It's a very important thing that you have to do in this game. Make sure you don't forget to build the crossovers like I did. But let's go back and let's edit our route now. Okay, this route is created, and as you can see here, it's not a lot of stops, even though we're going all the way up to Columbus Square. And the reason being is because this is our express service for the blue line, and the reason why I'm skipping a lot of stops is because I intend to make this line, the A line, one of the longest lines in the game. And since the line is already super long in real life, it does have the most amount of stops out of any subway line, and I think that will be the case here, even though we're skipping a lot of stops in Manhattan. So what we're going to do is we're going to confirm this. Again, this will be our express service for the blue line, and we're going to create another line that will be our local service for the blue line. So we're going to make it the E for now. Let's go back and let's click on all the local stops. Okay, and just like that, we have created our route, but we still don't have any trains for it. So we're gonna buy more trains. Again, 10 cars per train. And I think for the local, we want to have at least 4 trains, and for the express, we should be fine with just 2. So I think we need 60 total trains. That's going to be $150 million. And you know what? We're at $1.2 billion. So I think I'm going to spend a little bit more to get 8 trains so that we get to the 1 billion mark. And so also we make sure that we have enough trains for each line. So we have 8 trains. Let's buy it. $200 million. That's fine. Let's go back to our routes. Go to trains here. This is the express again, so we don't need as many trains. I think we'll put 3 on it. That should be fine. We'll put 2 for medium, and we'll keep it as 2 for the low demand for off-peak. And if we come over to the E, this is our local service. So we're going to need more trains because it's a slower service. I think 4 should be fine, even though we got 8. I think we should... Let me just put 4 for now. We're going to do this, and then let me check on one of the other lines to see what the frequency is. 9 minutes is fine. 9 minutes. 5 minutes, okay. So So currently the frequency on each line is fine. I want to stay under 10 minutes during peak hours for each frequency, but I think what I'm going to do is for the local service for the red line, I think I'm going to add one more train. Actually, let me check the 2 again real quick. Yeah, I'm going to add one more on the 1. And so that'll make it an 8-minute frequency. And actually, we still have enough for one more train. I'm actually going to make it... Okay, so it turns out we have a lot more trains than I thought we would. I guess I didn't have to buy 8 trains, but it's good to know that we have some in stock for the future. I think I'm gonna increase it to 8, I'm gonna increase this to 6, and then I'm gonna increase this to 5, just because I think this is our busiest line, and actually we could check on route ridership, and yep, it currently is our busiest line. But let's run the game just for a couple days and see if it'll still be the busiest line after we've built our A and E lines. So I'll let this simulate for a second, and we will come back to this after I let it simulate. Alright, it's been a few days in game, and we've made a little bit of money. The system looks like it's working pretty fine. I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna expand the yellow line that we made. We're gonna expand it probably up to about Central Park, and then we'll probably, I think in real life, a portion of it goes to Chinatown, which is about over here. So I think that's what we'll do as well. So let's try to expand up to Central Park. I think we'll end about right here. So I'm having a little bit of a dilemma here. I know that the yellow line is splits when it hits Central Park. I think one line goes a little further north, and I do want to replicate that because it goes up 2nd Avenue. But the thing is it's going to be really hard to split it if I do all quad tracks right after this station, because it is going to split after this station. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build parallel tracks and a quad station here, so that right before the trains get to this station and right after the trains leave this station that I'm going to have right here, I'm going to build a little junction here so that they all merge into the parallel tracks. So let me build that real quick. Okay, so building this right here, it was a little bit of a tight squeeze because I had to fit quad tracks in between these quad tracks and in between these buildings. But what I ended up having to do was I built it just 2 meters deeper, so it could go a little bit under these buildings, and it worked out perfectly. So now our expansion is up here. We can either build that now or we can wait to expand down here. I think I'm gonna build it now just so we can get more connectivity. And so now that that's built, let's edit our route. And now that we've edited our route to go up here, we can confirm the changes, and I'm actually gonna add one more train. There we go. And we're gonna add one more train for the medium and low demand, just so this has frequent service, just like the other lines. And we're gonna keep that running while we extend down into like Chinatown and other places like that. So what I'm trying to do here is the yellow line branches off once it hits Canal Street, and so I'm trying to make 2 separate stations so that the branch that goes out here will have this station and the branch that continues down Broadway will have this station. But I'm kind of finding out that it might be a little rough to connect it without interfering with buildings. So I'm going to try to build this. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so it was actually easier than I thought. We got kind of lucky that it didn't really interfere with any buildings, and I think the last thing that we have to do is just connect it up. Okay, and before I forget, I did add our crossovers, but I want to make junctions so trains are able to go in between the express and local tracks, and the reason being is, once the trains split down here at Canal Street, I want to have at least 1 local service and 1 express service for each branch, so that when it gets up here and goes up Manhattan, there will be 1 express service from this branch and 1 local service from this branch and this branch. So the trains are going to have to be able to cross into the express and local tracks. So I'm going to build a couple junctions real quick, and I think I'm going to have to build one up here as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let me figure it out real quick, and then I will be back once I'm done building it. Okay, so editor Josh here. So at the end of this time lapse, I kind of did a yap fest as to why I didn't build a junction on the northern end of the yellow line. I will leave that for the next video, just for the sake of time, and also so you don't have to hear my yap fest. So basically my explanation will start off the next video, so look forward to that. So let's make sure to build it, and we can extend our line and create another one, because we're gonna need at least 1 local and 1 express line, so let's do that. And actually, before we build the local line, I'm going to extend this to our next station for this branch so that it has a proper place to turn around and I don't have to build another one of those jank turnarounds for quad stations. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so the reason why I had to play with this a little bit was because the middle parallel set of tracks was going up in elevation, and even though I needed this to stay at minus 15 meters, I didn't know I forgot what elevation this was at, so I kind of had to finagle with it a little bit, kind of figure out what elevation it was, but we got there in the end. It doesn't look too bad, so let's make our local line now for the yellow. Perfect, so our line is now made. We have a local and express line on the yellow now, so this is really good. We're making a lot of progress, and we're making a lot of money, which means our system is profitable and we're able to grow quick. So I think next episode we will make a lot more expansion, even though we made a lot in this episode. And I think next episode we're gonna be able to break into Queens and Brooklyn. So I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I'm gonna add the trains for the N and Q that I have for the yellow line, but besides that, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.